Morning. Well, its significance is you've got 44 heads of state and government in the room for what really is a kind of large-scale speed dating exercise. This is a new organisation, an inaugural meeting for this grouping. And I think the question will be whether those 44 individuals have got enough in common to sort of take it forward. I mean, they've got two issues they're going to talk about completely informally, no officials in the room, broken down into working groups. They're going to look at security in Europe, and they're going to look at the economy, climate and migration. So they're really big issues. But, you know, although a large number of people in the room, a pretty intimate setting. And as I say, it's something that really is a kind of kickoff.
Kind of worries me a little bit, though, when we've got real problems amongst the EU, and I'm not going into a Brexit kind of debate at the moment, but I mean real problems amongst the EU of finding some form of accord on all kinds of issues, whether it be bonds, whether it be what levels of spending, whether it be on the response to Ukraine and Russia as well, because of countries and from Visegrad and what have you. You know far more than I do about it. What kind of accord that is meaningful could this new grouping come up with?
I think it's the start of a journey. I mean, what you've got is, as you say, a very disparate grouping. I mean, about a third of them are not members of the EU, and of that grouping, some don't want to join the EU. So it's not just a sort of EU focused project, but very, very disparate groups of states, some who are major energy producers like Norway and Azerbaijan, others who are major energy consumers, which is obviously the larger European economies. And so what you've got here is really a grouping where they have got disparate interests. But we're also seeing other organizations in Europe, like the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe and the Council of Europe, which are essentially moribund because they involve Russia. This grouping doesn't. So, one of the things that is really a standout is that it's a conversation between all European states apart from Russia and its close ally Belarus. So will that lead to something? Do they have the same perspective on Russia? Not quite, but clearly Russia is driving a lot of the bigger discussions in Europe because of the consequences of its war in Ukraine.
Does this go further to undermine the effectiveness of the UN as an international forum for negotiating disputes between countries?
I think it's a good question because, is this going to lead on to some kind of more permanent structure, or is it going to be something which is essentially a talking shop? And, many see the UN, particularly the General Assembly, as having that kind of a function. I think here what we're going to see is really a testing of the idea. Is there enough in common between these group of states? Could they agree on an agenda that they could then start to build more concrete projects around? And what would those look and feel like? Essentially, can they build a consensus between themselves as to what they want Europe to focus on, or what they want to focus on collectively as a group of countries for Europe a bit further down the road?